Well, I could go make coffee and then I would be kind of ready. But good morning, everybody.
Morning, everybody.
It's Thursday and July 13th. Good morning, Ginger and Mario. They just popped in the chat. Hi, Margot. Good morning.
This week seems really long for me.
Yeah, well, for me too, but I think it's because I had 3 days off, and so I don't know. It's all rolling together,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But now I have 5 days in a row that I have to work, so it's going to be another long weekend.
I think it's because we got a big auction this weekend. That a lot of tractors. I'm excited about it. So
yeah.
See.
Well, I'm not gonna try.
Taking forever to get here.
Right. I'm not gonna try to go to the auction this weekend, but the next weekend, the next weekend I'm gonna I'll have the weekend off, and I'm gonna try and go to an auction, maybe even 2.
You know,
just to see what I can get into.
Is this your first auction then?
Yeah, I've never been to one. I mean, I think it would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was telling Eric, it could be something that I don't like because of my hearing.
Well,
like, it's just gonna be, I'm gonna have to take my husband with me, which I'm sure he'd be fine to go with me anyways.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to like agree on, if we're gonna try and get the certain box or get the certain thing, we're gonna have to agree on it beforehand, and it can't just be a spot on decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, when you first go, I would listen for a while. If you listen for a while, your ears will start getting trained to his voice and how fast he's going.
Right. But with me being deaf, and I am pretty deaf. I have a severe hearing impairment. I'm supposed to wear hearing aids.
Yeah.
And I tend to read people's lips, and I have my sound up for my headphones. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was saying yesterday. If I just had you guys on the computer speakers, I couldn't hear anything. I wouldn't be able to make out any words.
Yeah.
So I read lips a lot.
It may take you longer to get your ears trained to him. Because he's definitely going to be loud enough, I'm sure. Most of them speakers. But
the only thing is the pitch.
Yeah.
I have a hard time hearing low pitched voices. Eric, sometimes I can't hardly make out what he's saying sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the pitch of his voice.
Yeah.
Dusty too. But we'll just have to see.
You don't want to hear anything those two are saying anyways.
Huh?
Those two are saying anyways. You're probably better off.
Oh. Tim said that he bid on a storage unit last night. 2 days left. Has antique candy machine, among other things. His bid is at 80. That's awesome. That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Hank Allen Cash and Steven Scruggins. Margot says, and if it's all strung together like auctioneer does, maybe hard to understand.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like, I remember the last time I went to like oh, like a dance hall, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and there would be like it would be like square dancing,
Mm-hmm.
and there would be callers,
Yeah.
and I could halfway understand them. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's kind of how I compare it um to auctioneers because I've seen, you know, on
Yeah.
TV and you know stuff. So I kind of know what it's about. But maybe if I sit there for a little bit, I can, you know, uh, either sit close enough to where I could read his lips,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not gonna read his lips.
maybe I'm pretty good.
Um, as many auctions as I've been to, there is one auction, so you shouldn't just say, "Oh, well, I'm done with this." Give it a chance because there's like one auctioneer. Even though I've been going to auctions my whole life,
Uh-huh.
there is this one auction I cannot understand worth a crap.
Oh
And I don't know
no!
if he mumbles or if it's my hearing or what it is, but I cannot understand a word he says.
Wow.
And I'm totally blind bidding usually when I'm when I'm doing it because I can barely understand a word he says. But then sometimes you can get like a slower auctioneer, and that makes it really easy to understand, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Sherry says a dance hall. What are you, 90 years old? Yeah,
Lisa,
no, not VFW Hall. It was actually a place in Sulphur, Oklahoma, where um where we would go dancing,
fun.
and it was called the Ballroom. I don't know if anybody has ever been there or heard of it. It's really cool,
I grew up
or it was really cool.
I grew up square dancing and doing polka, so I
Yeah.
won't make fun of you. I think it's fun.
Do they have a saloon? Hey, I'm not that old. Come on, guys. Too funny.
Every year I go to the steam show that there's a polka dance. The Shimalaskis come and play, and we polka all night long. We love it.
Was it the 1920s? Screw you, Sherry. She knows I love her.
Hmm.
That's too funny though. Like, yeah, square dancing or line dancing, you know, they would mix it up to where it
Yeah.
was, you know, it was this song was like square dancing and this song was line dancing and then there would be like couples dancing and then um they would do swing dancing like it was crazy. It's crazy swing dancing, but um
Oh.
super fun.
Did you
Super
wear a
fun
Did you wear
place.
a checkerboard dress and
No, no, I was in jeans actually, and kind of like a westerny shirt. But I was dating a guy that was 7'4", so it was
huh.
probably a sight. And he knew how to swing dance really well. I had no clue what I was doing,
Hmm.
so he was throwing me all over that dance floor.
Hmm.
It's probably a pretty fun sight. Tim says back in the 80s when went to a hall party with parents on New Year's Eve. I think average age was 70, and he hid in the corner. Oh, Vision and Vika says I was always the ball and chain and square dancing.
If I could polka every day, I would. I love polka.
Really, I've never been into that or
Polka
even
polka is even on my Pandora playlist.
huh.
I listen to polka all the time. I love it.
Thumb for beat.
What?
What are you talking about, Hank Allen Cash? It literally wouldn't let me see hour-long live show yesterday that I was moderating for. Now it's pulling same stuff this morning. So you can't watch the live show? The hour-long live show, yes.
Whoops, sorry.
That's all right. And she says works on iPad, but nothing else. So weird. Huh, maybe you need to update something on your computer or wherever else you're trying to watch it from. Maybe you need to update something, maybe update Flash. I don't know. Todd says, good morning, happy wholesalers.
Mm-hmm. Steven Scroggins, you know a joke about square dancing, but it's not right to tell in here? Come on. Like, there's a limit
Tell
here.
it. Tell it. Come on, tell it. I want to hear it.
Nobody's bashful in here.
I enjoy a good joke.
No.
I had a Windows update the night before that screwed something up. I don't know. Well, it took away my notepad. I know that. Hank Allen Cash says, Sally, apparently my internet sucks or something. I could see y'all yesterday fine, but yesterday another show couldn't see and then can't see you on any device except my iPad this morning. Huh. That's pretty weird. Maybe you're being throttled or something.
Yeah, it could be. I always wanted one of those dresses for square dancing.
I did too.
Me and Sally are big nerds, okay?
I know. But you know what? Like, I've loved it since the 6th grade because, okay, so when I was in the 6th grade, well, like, this has happened to all my family, but in our school in the 6th grade, we would go for a week and go to a place up in the mountains in the Sequoia National Forest. There was cabins and stuff. And then there was, like this big hall and everything that we, like a chow hall kind of thing. And there was counselors. And so you went up there for a week and you would take turn, like, the classes would take turns choosing, kids to go. So you didn't go with like all your class. You went with, maybe 10 students of your class, and then the next week they would go, So anyways, you went up in the woods, and you stayed for a whole week, and you would learn different things about astronomy and plants and, stuff like that, you would do a hike one day to where you would go on this hike for like 4 or 5 hours, and the elevation was really high, but there was this hermit that used to live up there, and you would go there and check out his cabin, and it was like on this peak, and it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And and they had the big rocks where they there was pits in them to where it used to be somewhere where the Indians would go and like grind stone and stuff, grind their grains and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant to say. So on the last night,
at first I was like, oh my God, Mary was right. It was Dirty Dancing. Sorry, go ahead.
So anyways, on Thursday night, they had a huge square dance outside. And they had like skirts for the girls, like just tie-on skirts basically, but they were, kind of twirly. And it was really fun. and I loved how those skirts twirled, you know? And, I always wanted one since then, since 6th grade, but it was really super fun.
Uh-huh. Yes, it sounds fun.
Why why black guys don't
Take.
tack their take their girls to a hoedown? Hmm.
Right?
I I don't know. I've not heard this one before. Yeah, the twirly skirts just it won me over, probably more than the music ever did. But I pretty much loved all of it.
Like when I was a kid, I grew up playing. I've played the accordion since I was like, I don't know, 4 or 5. Anyways, when I was younger, we got to. Did you ever watch Lawrence Welk show? Anyway,
Yeah.
anyways, on the Lawrence Welk show, Myron Florin used to be on there quite a bit, and he was a big
I don't
celebrity.
know.
Anyways, Myron Florin was a big celebrity to me because he was always on the Lawrence Welk show. One
Mhm.
one year we got to play with Myron Florin on stage, and I was so excited. And I was telling all my friends, and they're like, "Who's Myron Florin?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, he's this big accordion player." They're like, "Big accordion player?" It was very dramatic for me. I was very excited, and I was excited.
Right.
I got to play with Myron Florin. I mean, that was a big deal.
Right.
Yeah, every time I tell this story, nobody knows who Myron Florin is.
No, I know who Lawrence Welk is, and I've, seen that show a couple of times, but I don't remember it as well as, other things like, because I was probably well, I was born in 76, so it's still a little bit early for me.
Yeah.
So did you play on TV?
No, we didn't play on TV, but we were on stage.
Oh, that's on the same stage?
Yeah, with Myron Florin. Yeah, we got to play with Myron Florin. Yeah,
Wow,
he stood in front of us, and we were a big group and behind him, and yeah, we got to play with him. That was exciting.
that's awesome.
I don't know, I was like 10, I think, 10 or 11.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then we were going to be on this really cool stage where we were playing, and then all of a sudden, come up while we were playing,
Mhm.
and it was a very cool experience. It was a really cool stage where the stage would move up so that nobody saw us, and then all of a sudden they did.
That's neat.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting for me.
Uh oh, Ginger Overstreet says they still show Lawrence Welk reruns nightly on PBS here in Nashville. Hank on the Cash says I grew to hate it because my dad would run around the house doing his version of polka dancing and sound effects. Yeah, I mean it was fun. But see, I was kind of um I mean that whole thing, to dance or listen to music that wasn't godly, that was like something that I wasn't supposed to do. Um so it was like opening up a whole new world for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good, Maureen. We've only been on here for 20 minutes.
We've just been talking about polka and square dancing anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Show should be renamed What Not to Wear. Donnie and Marie, still a little bit too early for me. I was more into um shoot. There I mean,
We saw Donnie 2.0 when he came back out and was by himself. He was hot.
Yeah, I mean, I know who Donnie and Marie are, but I don't remember watching them on TV.
I remember when he came back out though. When he came out after did their thing.
Was he gay?
No, no, when he came out as his own singer.
Oh, I thought you meant came out of the closet.
No, he came out and sang rock or pop or
Oh,
whatever you call it. And
hmm.
I met him at a mall and got his autograph and everything.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. I was in junior high, I think, at the time,
Hmm.
middle school.
Yes.
He wasn't out very long. But he was hot.
Yeah.
Lawrence Welk VHS is doing well for Marine.
Yeah. How was your sales yesterday? Did you have any sales?
Yes, actually, I did. I sold 2 items for 70 $75.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Safety lights and motor.
I was doing a lot of revamping on my page, like revamping my prices and um, setting sales and kind of just switching some shit around. And so hopefully I thought maybe I would get a couple of sales last night, but I didn't. I only got one yesterday.
Oh, I got a sale on Amazon too. A $9 sale for a book on Amazon.
Cool.
Those only straggle in for like once a month or something. Amazon's like the
Right.
bonanza.
Yeah, I kept forgetting to get on that True Gather. I need to do that today.
Yeah, I never
I think I'm
seem
gonna.
to work for me.
Yeah,
I've signed up
like,
like twice for it, and it never populates my items or nothing. So I don't know.
huh? Hmm.
So don't get your hopes up about it.
Okay.
But
Ooh.
Scavenger Life has made quite a few sales on there. They said, and
Really?
um, like Deb pinching pesos, she I think she pretty much uses it for an inventory because it never goes away. I guess. So even if she sells stuff, she can still see her old listings on there.
Oh, I see.
She uses that kind of like a backup, you know.
I remember Johnny Carson, so that's about my time right there. Like, whenever I started watching
Mhm.
shows that wasn't like cartoons. Um, he says he remembers Johnny Carson asking Dolly Parton if she was a jogger. She said, "Are you kidding? I would black both my eyes." That's
That is
hilarious.
hilarious.
You think you're over Amish gals fishing and picking?
Aw, he's a Mormon.
No, he wants he thinks it's time for the Mormons to come, at least come to my house, I think he meant to say, in pairs of two.
Time they hear, hold on. They think their sister got shot. Oh no.
Oh, that's awful.
That was funny, Stephen.
Pretty good, pretty good. I think I have heard that one a long time ago.
Yeah,
Now makes me remember.
yeah.
Oh, I think I need coffee. Whew.
Could get a 5 hour energy.
Oh, I can't take those.
No?
La- I've only done that once, and it was like when I had to work and I didn't have any sleep, like no sleep at all.
Mm.
And so I downed one of those things. I was jittering like a crack whore
Mhm.
for like for like I don't know, an hour or an hour and a half. It
Wow.
was awful. It, I don't know if it has just so much sugar in it, or I mean, I know the caffeine is high and that's, how it's supposed to be, but I I was like, this just I could not stop. I was running around that place like a chicken with its head cut off.
Oh,
I mean, it worked. Don't get me wrong, but I almost felt like I was going to have a heart attack.
oh boy.
Yeah, I was having palpitations and everything. So, yeah, I don't know. Might be an early show today. I've had a couple of long ones this week.
Hmm. Long shows.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yes. Long shows. Yep. I didn't mean to leave that open ended like that.
Hey, lucky Jason wasn't here.
I know. Oh, I know.
Tonight's auction night, so I'll probably go to that. See if I can get some good stuff.
Tonight,
Yeah.
that's good.
Last week they canceled it because they needed a break, I guess.
Um,
Um
well, damn them for needing breaks.
but then but he's got it going this week, so
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. And then he's got another one on Wednesday, which is an estate one, so that'll be good.
Yeah,
And then I have my big one on Saturday I can't wait for.
I just really can't wait to be off next week.
You're out for the
And
whole week.
on my Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and she may even give me a couple more days.
Nice.
Other than that, I just I just took those 5 just to just so that I wasn't if she needed to be for me to work, I could work
Yeah.
more than that. But I could definitely take 5 and then have 2 for my day off. But that would be actually really nice to have 7 in a row. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but we'll see. Good morning, Tiffany.
Morning, Tiffany. It'd be a good time for you to really rack up your business
I know.
to see what you can do.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Because if you can make enough sales in the summertime to sustain you, you definitely be able to be okay in the wintertime, probably.
Right.
And, it's great that you get your free stuff and whatever, but I think if you can go to auctions I think that will really up your game. I really do.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
wonderful how you get your inventory. That's great, you know.
Mhm.
And I mean, you're pretty much running your business for free, which is
Right.
awesome. But I really think if you go to auctions, it'll really up your game. I really do.
Yeah.
I like me and Tara said one day, if we had to live like off of thrift stores and stuff, we'd never make it. You know, if we didn't have auctions,
Yeah.
we would never we would never make it the way we do.
I mean, you think that at first, but once you get the ball rolling and you can, you find home runs at thrift stores too. It's just it's rare
Yeah.
because
We're at auctions.
you have so many people.
I can go to auctions
Yep.
every night and get home runs. You know?
Right. Right. That's true. You'll probably have more home runs at auctions than you would at a thrift store.
Yeah.
But because at thrift stores they're being picked over,
Yeah.
and we all know this, but we all also know that they can't pick over everything.
No.
And I could tell you that from experience because I've found really good things sitting right on the store shelf, and or it'll be a certain kind of um appliance or something that they don't know what they got,
Yeah.
and I sell the parts or whatever. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've went thrift store shopping,
Yeah.
sourcing in a thrift store inside.
Inside. Yeah.
But
Now up here, you know, the thrift store. I mean, I go to thrift stores. Don't get me wrong, but but yeah, the deals are so far and few between. Yeah, I'd probably be broke if
hmm
I on them.
yeah, and
But I think that,
you really have to build in that price
mhm,
um when you're thrift shopping, because if it's not something that you can at least get uh 50% of what you spent off of it,
yeah,
I wouldn't buy it. I mean, I know that people will pay, $5 to get a pair of jeans at a thrift store when all they're selling them for is 15 or 20. I mean, have to.
yeah,
There's no way. There's no way, I know for a fact that at thrift store where I lived in California, they were selling their jeans for like five, six, $7
mhm,
at the Salvation Army.
yeah,
And and
yep,
that's one of the reasons why I don't I didn't thrift shop for a very long time, is because I used to go all the time and then they started raising their prices like crazy. And
yeah,
this has been 15 years ago. Their
yeah,
prices were just outrageous.
yeah,
And and so, I can only imagine what they are now.
yeah.
Oh, you know what, Eric? No, I didn't send a link. Hold on just a second.
And
Probably be nice to have. Yeah, so I mean, so in California, I know that people aren't able to buy super cheap unless they're going to the bins.
yeah.
So,
Well, there they might be a little more competitive because there's so many, probably.
mhm.
Steven Scroggins said the auction places around here, most of them don't post on auction zip. Yeah, neither either usually. Like the two main auctions I go to, they never post on auction zip. But the one
Huh.
really doesn't have to. I mean, they've got such a big following that the one that I go to all the time, they have such a big following that they don't have to, you know. They word of mouth gets around.
Yeah. Oh, you're coming to Michigan, huh, Scott? You have to stop by and see me. I'm right on the way to the UP.
I've been thinking about going over to Michigan to see my brother. It's been a
Oh,
while.
you need to come over here and see me. Did you ever get together with Valerie that one day?
No, I never got to because my husband took too much time with his friend in Oklahoma City.
Well, what an ass.
How did I find the auctions, Florida Hidden Treasures? Auctions since I was a little kid. The one auction started with his dad, and he was always good friends with my dad. Auctioneer is now the son. He grew up with my brother, and we've been friends for years. The other one just word of mouth in the auction circuit when he started because he was the other auctioneer. He was a partner with the auctioneer that I go to now. His uncle had another auction place because the family was kind of fighting at the time. The guy that
Mm.
auctions now, he was a partner with him and the uncle. And so when the uncle died, he took over the auction place and moved into a different building. It was,
Hmm.
so that was just around the auction. So that's how we found that one. Otherwise,
Good morning, Eric.
otherwise you can Google it. A lot of auction place nowadays do have websites, so you can Google live auctions in your area. Some of the auction companies' names and websites that way. I've done that before when I was in a place I didn't know.
Look at the newspaper as well.
And I was just going to say that most of them are in the newspaper.
Yeah, if you could,
Because a lot of auctions are still
still run by old guys who don't know the internet. So
yeah, yeah,
the other thing you can do is
My
once you get to one auction, ask people. They'll tell you where all the other auctions are at too.
yeah. Sometimes.
how's it going?
That's all right. Did you forget to send the link to everybody?
Yeah. Well, kind of. I put the link in both groups and then I sent it to Valerie and Nikki like I do every morning. And but then I usually put one in the chat, the group chat. I forgot to do that.
So we'll be like, do I get booted out and not even know it? Okay.
No.
You wake up
I
and walk
just
down the
I'm
office alley, and then she doesn't want me in here anymore. It's okay.
no, it's not
You've been voted
that.
off the island, Eric.
I'm tired today. I feel like I could go to bed right now.
Yeah,
No, nobody would even miss me.
another rainy day, so
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true too.
those are the hardest days to wake up on.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, except I didn't wake up yet. I feel like I've been half asleep since last night.
You didn't have to work overnight?
Yeah, I had to go in at 10 last night. Megan says she slept an extra hour accidentally. Yeah, that happens to me all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Accidentally.
That is the beauty of the job, though. You can actually sometimes oversleep and not really, as long as you don't have any family obligations, it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Good morning, Grandma Magic Classics.
Good
Drew the Picker
morning.
said, Eric, you're fired. And Tim has a question for you. Hey, Eric, last night on local Facebook selling market, they had a Spider-Man graded etching piece. Any idea? Is that a good or average price?
Oh, I
For
don't
$100,
really
yeah.
I don't like to buy collectibles like that.
No.
Graded pieces are nice because you can actually look up it. Well, I know like graded coins. I never bought a graded comic book or anything like that, but I assume it's the same thing. You can actually go to that company's website and look at you can put the serial number in and look at the grading, and a lot of those will have an approximate value attached to it.
It had a
So, I
9.0.
mean, I know you can do that and then validate stuff, but I don't really know anything about collectible comics or things like that. Um, but because you could actually look it up, I would be more tempted to buy money like that, buy something like that. But I would probably, if it was something I liked, me personally, I don't mind spending a little bit of money on something that that if I never sell and hangs on the wall, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of art in my house like that where I bought it to resell and I really kind of like it. So it kind of hangs on my wall until I decide whether or not I'm going to keep it or not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I even have black velvet paintings hanging on my wall. So, you buy them to resell, but sometimes they just kind of, they strike a chord with you. So for something like that, if it was a nice piece or something, although graded usually means that it's in a container, you're not really going to be able to do a whole lot with it. But I don't know. I don't know if I would have paid $100 for it. I guess did you have any solds on it or anything? Was there any way to research it? Without research, it's kind of you're taking a guess, and then throwing $100 out on something is hard to take a guess. Maybe you get it for 30 or 40, but
Yeah, it was $100 for each of them. She had 3 of them. It's
yeah.
that's a lot of zing to put out if you don't know too much about it.
The reflex.
Magic Classic says, I think today is going to be interesting. Just passed the mirror and realized I could be in a Duran Duran video. Hair's doing a thing. Yikes.
I have that problem every morning. My hair does its own thing every morning. I don't even worry about it. But yeah, I don't do the local Facebook pages because people are unrealistic about pricing.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I've seen under that you can actually do well at is cars. For some reason, people put cars on there at a fairly reasonable price around here. Whereas on Craigslist, they're not.
Yeah,
Craigslist cars are out of control. But for some reason, the Facebook, when I see a vehicle put up on Facebook, I'm not surprised at the price. The price is a reasonable price.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. I mean, that's the only thing I've ever seen that's just kind of different. I put some bids in last night on an Odyssey 2 video game system still in the box.
Oh boy.
With a bunch of video games.
I remember that one.
I'm also bidding on an Apple IIe computer still in the box.
Nice.
So I'm hoping I can get those at fairly reasonable prices because those are $400 or $500 pieces.
Yeah.
If I can score them, but just depends on how crazy people get. Video games, I don't expect to win the Odyssey because people who buy video games go crazy on that stuff. The Apple computer could be good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
but there's Apple people too.
Oh yeah, I've sold Apple computers, so I know it's a good buy. In the box, I mean, still shrink wrapped in the box. With the printer, it was like a kit. It's the Apple printer, it's the disk drive, it's the print, it's the computer itself. So I mean, I think it's $400 or $500 as it sits the way it is right there.
Damn.
Based on my research. So, and there's some software with it, but I don't know if anything else. Those are one of those things where you hope you can find. They tucked a bunch of software in the box as well. So I'm just I'm hoping. I mean, I've been on a lot of things. I've found some interesting things, and like I said, I never bought China or plates or anything like that. And then lately I've been selling taking a couple shots in the dark at it, and I've done really well with it. I sold some mitten China. I'm selling this Bennington pottery, which are plates and cups and things like that. So I bet on some stuff last night that I've never seen before. It's Picasso face plates and cups and serving pieces. And it's a Picasso 1963, I think it is. And obviously it's just artwork from him that they put on plates and everything, but the prices are insane on that. Like $30 a plate. And it's like a full set of this stuff. And I'm hoping I can get it for like 60 or $70. If I can, it's going to turn into $400 or $500 deal easily, with probably more than that. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at how many pieces, but there was at least 20 to 25 pieces in there.
Wow.
But yes, I mean, I'm kind of having fun on auctions and doing more single buys right now. I got enough bulk. I just need to do, again, I don't need to buy stuff, but home run stuff I'm going to look for every day.
I'm going to go pee and smoke. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure.
Right now, we've been buying a lot of machinery.
Well, this is the time of the year for you to get out there and buy that stuff.
Yeah, this is the season for it. So Saturday we've got a auction to go to, and my husband says, make sure you bring plenty of money. There's lots of tractors, and I might even be able to pick up a side by side, which I've been looking for. So
Well, the problem,
that should be exciting.
I mean, I know you were gonna. You bought those 4 tractors. Have you found anybody to buy the ones you weren't keeping?
No, we're gonna part those ones out.
Okay.
Yeah, those are too far gone to fix, so we're gonna part those ones out. Which I told my husband, every time we part a tractor out, it's so hard to do because um my family is so into that stuff, collecting that stuff. And it's just so hard to disassemble a tractor, these old tractors, because some of them are so far and few between, it's really hard to find them anymore. And
Unless the frame is completely gone, on a lot of those tractors, the motor is the frame.
yeah, and it's really hard. It kind of breaks my heart to disassemble a tractor and sell it parted out. Just because of our history, and we know what that stuff is worth and how hard it is to find sometimes. But
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, it would cost way more than what it's worth to replace everything on some of them. Some of them are too far gone,
Yeah, I
to
mean,
to
I
make it
run into
worth.
that all the time when it comes to some of the stuff I sell, where
Yeah,
it's just you're looking at going, you know what? No one's going to pay me what it's really worth
yeah,
because it's so rare that I might have the only one in the world, but it's so far gone. It's like it's not worth selling. I mean, it's some of that you run into things like that, and you sometimes have to make a decision like, wow, that is such a unique, cool piece. I'll never see another one like it, but it's not really in great shape and probably not worth anything. When you do your research, you find nothing on it.
yeah.
Those are the ones that kill me. Where you're like, I don't even know what to do with this at this point.
Yeah.
So
And I
sometimes,
mean, we've got some tractors that are so old and so hard to find but they'll never be assembled again. But we still have them just to have them, you know.
there's a really great website out there
But
for people who do that stuff, and I think it's called Tractor Bites.
yeah,
And they are fantastic and they do everything from small engine lawnmowers all the way up to the big tractors. And they got people on there looking for parts and stuff like that. So,
yeah, yeah.
oh, Tim, at $5 a piece, I'd have bought them even if they were reproductions. He's talking about he's looking at one auction that had 3 coin-operated 10 banks from an estate sale, starting bid $5 with no name and cannot tell if it's a reproduction. At $5 a piece, even a reproduction, you can make money on. So, I mean, sometimes, but as long as you disclose it's a reproduction, um, when it comes to things like that, 10 is not something they reproduce a lot. It was reproduced in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, but they don't usually do a lot of reproduction 10 stuff. And if it is, you can usually tell by the quality of the 10.
Mm.
Something just happened. I got messaged or I got changed. I got messaged.
A couple weeks ago, we found a little tin steam engine for my dad. We gave it to my dad. It said Germany, USA on it. It was really cute. It was missing the smokestack. But it was so cute, and we bought it for my dad, and my dad's already made a smokestack for it, so he's got it up on his shelf. It was so cute. Had the little firebox drawn on it and everything. It was really cool looking. We only paid a few bucks for it, but that was something for my dad. So
Yeah, I mean that's the cool thing about this type of stuff. You can always find that cool stuff. It's gonna be raining all day today. But yeah, even if it's reproduction, some people love that stuff because like I said, a lot of people had these things in their kitchen, you just can't find them, so someone did reproduce it.
yeah,
So I would buy them anyway if I could get them for like $5 a piece.
yeah.
Okay, so it's an estate sale. I'll have to look it up. Got a farm. St. Colin Catch has got a Farm All 140 they're working on to use again. Yeah, I mean, and well, why don't you in the group, Tara? Get on the show. She says if you sell off tractor parts, you may get a bunch of other tractors up and going. So it's like organ donation, which is true.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Yep. I mean, we've always got tractors that we're looking for parts for. We have quite a few collectible tractors that very high collectible tractors that we may never find parts for, but we're always looking. We have a cross-mounted case that we need to find parts for and stuff. So rare we can't get rid of them because they're just so rare and so neat. But that's our thing, you know, we collect that stuff. So it's an expensive hobby, but we do it.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, it's a hobby that you enjoy, and what's nice is as you're going out, out there looking for that type of stuff, you always find good stuff to sell. I mean, when you're digging somebody's barn and pulling out stuff, and the money's flowing, and it's actually really pretty easy to pull that stuff out and say, oh, here's a sign, you know, want to get rid of those signs, you know, or you got a stack of signs over there you're using to block the rain coming in. You want to get rid of those things, and you can usually walk away with some pretty good stuff. All right, Tim, I'm on your website, but I don't know which one it is, so you gotta give me a little bit more information.
Oh.
He says it's in a state sale. I'm in Arizona. I don't see a state sale listed.
Oh.
These are all bidding close. Maybe I need to go to the. How much time is left to bid on in this one? That'll give me an idea. 6 days left. Okay. All right. I'm trying to see these things that Tim wants to think about buying. Come on. 6 days left. It's way down here. Okay. Oh, estate auction. Didn't go that far enough. Ooh. I like the video arcade machine in that one. I don't know anything about them. I mean, that's for Jason's area of expertise is arcade machines and things like that. All right. Wow. There's some cool things, but you know, it's a lot of the stuff's not eBay relatable. And you know, there's a lot of motorcycle stuff, and you know, I don't know how they bill it as a high end estate sale, but just because you had some toys doesn't make it high end. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. What's the lot number, Tim? Uh-oh, Grandma Magic Classic is having a coffee emergency this morning.
Uh-oh. Today it's rainy here and it's really hard to get moving this morning too.
Yeah. See, I have a percolator, I have a French press, I have a Keurig, and I also have, it's really kind of cool. It's from France. It's a copper coffee maker, and the way it works is it's a 2-piece set. You fill the bottom piece. The bottom piece is empty, and then there's a little screen, and then you put your coffee on top. And the way it works is you can either do it that way, or the way I use it is I put water in the bottom, put the coffee, put it up, and then you heat it up, and then you just flip it over, and it'll drain down in it. It'll make a nice cup of coffee. It's really cool, and it's worth about $70, but it's one of my emergency backups in case my Keurig goes out. But usually I just go to the French press for that. So always have a French press and a coffee grinder or ground coffee if you got it. So 5,019. Okay, because I was on 4,000. So
I'm not that big of a coffee drinker, so
I have 1 cup a day almost always. And occasionally I'll have the second cup.
mornings like this, though, I like coffee or hot cocoa or something because it's cold, damp. Or like when we're camping, I enjoy coffee or cocoa.
I got a drumstick instead of coffee.
You got a what?
A drumstick.
A chicken drumstick
No,
or an ice cream drumstick?
an ice cream drumstick. I don't know how it's gonna wake me up, but I guess we'll see.
That should do your sugar levels well.
Right. Yeah, I probably shouldn't eat them, but
Well, we gotta eat
I
this
love
stuff.
I love ice cream.
Yeah, I do too. We stopped and had Dairy Queen last night. That was pretty good.
Okay, this is insane. It's not working right.
Yeah, I found one of those old coffee makers, the silver ones.
The percolator?
It's yeah, it's a percolator. It's Sears brand, Sears Roebuck.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try and sell it.
I used to percolators sell really good on eBay. I think they've gone down a little bit in price, but I used to get a lot of money for percolators. I never ever used to pass up percolators, even if they were dent and really scratched and stuff. I still would buy them, and I'd still make good money on them.
And this isn't. It's really pretty, actually.
I think they've gone down in price a little bit now, but I haven't looked recently.
Yeah.
They're getting harder to find, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't help.
Not in the dumpster, they're not.
I apparently am an idiot today. I cannot figure out where this auction's at, Tim. I mean, I can't find the pieces. I'm in one, and it's only 6 pages left in it, and I don't get to a 5,019 to 5,022. So maybe I'm in the wrong one. I don't really know. Is there a title to the auction itself? Because I just can't seem to figure it out. The one I was looking at was North Phoenix, Arizona high-end estate auction. There's also a Tucson, Arizona estate. Look at that one. Enter. And they don't have. Oh, wait. Oh, found it. Okay, I was in the wrong one. That makes sense. Yeah, those are reproductions.
The drumstick looks really good, Sally.
But
didn't your mother ever teach you not to bring it out if you didn't have enough to share?
I'd ship you one, but I don't think it'd be in very good condition once it got there.
Yeah, way you can tell those are reproductions is you can look, they're artificially aged. They have that blue. It's like blue paint on there, but it's to be artificially aging them. I mean, they're kind of neat, but they're probably only worth 20 to 25 bucks. Let's see if we can find anything. Probably have to check that word out.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Hank. We're fine.
Yeah.
What's she worried about?
She said her messages. She's sending too many messages and grammatical errors due to typing issues
Oh,
on her iPad. We're not worried about that.
no.
We're so not awake this morning. We just take your word that you're spelling it. We just assume we're reading. We don't know how to spell, and you got it right. Yeah.
I type and read Japanese really good.
I don't know if I would buy those, Tim. There's not a lot of market for them, but at $5 a piece, it's still not necessarily a bad buy. They're not very heavy, I'll tell you that. They're kind of neat. I would probably try to buy them. If I could buy them for $5, I'd want to get $30 out of them because it's going to cost me probably $8 to ship them because they're kind of big. Assuming they're like that. So it's not necessarily a bad buy, but I would spend my money probably on something a little bit more vintage.
Were you looking at pictures?
We're looking at. He would show me some Western style piggy banks.
Mm.
I mean, they're all reproduction. I mean, they're neat. That's a camera I've never heard of before.
Probably not, Megan. We're all half asleep.
Yeah. Huh.
There was a Sasquatch sighting in the town next to me yesterday.
Oh,
Wow.
In town.
You tell Naked Man to go pick up some milk or something, and he got seen.
Yeah.
Nope.
The Miranda camera in that auction is actually worth about $40 to $50, probably maybe even a little bit more with the lenses and everything. I'd buy the Polaroid camera at $5. I wouldn't buy it any more than that. But
Did anybody get any pictures of the Sasquatch or videos?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But what was it called? Oh, it was called was it Monster Hunters? I think it was Monster Hunters. They've been here because of so many sightings of Sasquatches.
Yeah, they were the ones that were down in Moose Lake, just south of Duluth. And on the TV shows, they said, "There's nothing north of here other than trees and dirt." It's like, how about Duluth?
as you said,
all the way up to Canada, it's nothing but dirt and trees. How about that over 90,000 people city up there called Duluth, you stupid asses?
I would always tell Valerie's husband, Mike, I would say, aren't the trees beautiful? And because they came up here to visit me one time, and he says, well, where I'm from, we farm our land.
Yeah.
Like, thanks a lot.
Yeah, but we provide heat. The trees. Southern Minnesota, and when I go back up to Duluth, I'd be like, anybody want me to bring anything back? And they're like, trees. We want to see some trees. So I brought one time I brought all my coworkers a little seedling. They could plant their own trees. Oh, I'm tired.
Kind of sucks that there's only one page of stuff at this auction, but and minimum bid is $5. See, my auction started out at $1 for most part.
Mm.
I mean, there's a lot of things I probably would buy out of here at $1 minimum bid, but I wouldn't spend too much more than that. I like the Mickey phone. I like the Miranda camera, the Polaroid, and I kind of like the little carving set at the end, but I don't know if I would spend $750 on it.
No.
But that's what I see, Tim.
Is that a local auction to him, or does he have to have it shipped?
That's local, I believe.
Oh, you got to remember that too.
Lot number 1. Missed it. See, I see page not. Is that a different sale, Tim? Because I don't know. I don't see any BMW.
I told Dwayne I'd be on his auction show.
What do you say?
Well, he's very excited about it, but I told him it'd have to be after Labor Day.
Oh, okay. Are you going to actually auction things off, or are you going to just be on the show to help? Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm going to auction stuff off.
Oh, that'll be interesting. I mean, I like to see how it's done. I mean, I don't know, for a couple hours. I mean, I guess it could be fun. That's the way I would look at it. I wouldn't do it to make money. I'd just do it because I think it might be fun.
Well, that's what I'm doing. Just fun. Just, chit chat with everybody, joke around, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just a fun little get together, and it keeps the show moving too.
And I buy my stuff so cheap, so if it goes cheap, I'm not going to really be out anything.
Right.
Because the people pay for their own shipping, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna just get from underneath me, cat. You're not gonna make a lot of money, but again, like I said, it's a good way just to move a few items, but just have a good time.
Yeah.
Come on.
I like Dwayne. It'll be fun.
Cat.
So you guys can look out for that. After Labor Day, I'll be on it.
All right.
I'm gonna start promoting it now.
Well, I'm like, I would. I mean, it'd be fun to do something like that, but I mean, I'm not gonna. I'd rather just spend the time and put my stuff up and list it. But I mean, you can have fun. I mean,
Yeah. I figured I'd try it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go up there and make $5 either and look like a fool, but nobody wants my shit.
you got to just sit back and decide whether or not what you want to put out there. It's got to be something that's smallish. You don't want to have somebody try and get them with a $30 shipping bill, but just fun stuff. It's great for local stuff. I would imagine, just because they don't see it down in their area.
Yeah.
You're a pig.
It's just for fun.
You are a pig.
But the problem is I'm usually not on nighttime shows because my husband's home and it's such a small house. It's hard to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the whole point about this, is to do things when you're by yourself. I mean, if your family's home, you spend time with your family.
Yeah.
Unless they're home all the time.
My husband left again this morning to go play at the neighbors.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. What's her name again?
Nice.
Steve. Steve.
Ah. Now we know why.
It's even scarier.
You're trying to start trouble, Eric.
Now we know why her husband's back hurts so much.
Nice.
Listen to all those lawnmowers. What do you guys have got dirty minds or something? I don't know.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm glad he's getting out of the house. I think he's just, been really bored lately, and
well, when you live in the ass into nowhere, I mean, there's not a whole lot to do during the wintertime, so you got to get out and do something. And you know what? Yeah. If it sparks an interest in him, maybe it's something that he can do as a side gig once he learns enough and can, that type of repair work and things like that without really having to, it's something you can work out of the house doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I know Larry Lafferty's started a business doing that. You know, and that's a dying art. I mean, small engine repair is a dying thing. Most people don't bother. They just throw the stuff away, go buy something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I got my lawnmower.
That's how.
Thing looked damn near brand new. I don't know if they thought something was wrong with it because there was nothing wrong with it.
It's not only
It
that.
might have been a day or something, and it wouldn't start, and they didn't want to mess with it. Because a lot of small engines can be cold-blooded.
It probably ran out of gas.
Well, a lot of times what happens to those things is that you got to remember, sometimes people upgrade to a riding lawnmower or something like that, and they don't. I mean, I've got a riding lawnmower and I got a push mower. I haven't started my push mower in 2 years.
Yeah.
It's just one of those, once you get the rider, you don't you break out the push mower very often. But I still unload to get rid of it because I've had it for so long. But
yeah,
the nice thing about a push mower is, I mean, change out the spark plug. You're pretty much that's all you got to do to maintain it and make sure you don't keep any bad gas in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, he can't do what he wants to do, so he might as well try to figure out something else that he can do that he enjoys.
Right. Something that's going to keep him busy.
Keep him out of your hair.
Yeah. That's fine with me. Come on, people. Buy my shit.
I was surprised they have so many sales yesterday.
Yeah. What'd you say, Eric?
Do you have any sales overnight?
I had one last night before I went to work. Pair of winter boots.
I sold a couple clocks, and the funny thing, I was at the gym last night, and I have my Zoom, which I have on for my music, and I've got, I don't know, there's 80 gigs of music on there, so there's everything on there, and I just have it on shuffle, so I have no idea what's coming up. And I have, Mannheim Steamroller, Mannheim Steamroller or something like that, but it was the Disney one, and Under the Sea from the Little Mermaid pops up. I'm like, oh. I skipped it because I'm like, I'm not going to work out the Little Mermaid, but so I wake up this morning and I have a vintage in the package Little Mermaid mouse that I've had for over a year, and it sold overnight.
Oh wow!
Like, wow, that's kind of weird. Little Mermaid song comes up, which I haven't listened to in probably 5 years, and I sell it overnight. So
yeah.
Nice thing is I sold the two Mantle clocks, that one and another one that's put away. I was taking pictures of them when we did the Hangout show, and sold both of those to the same person. So I'll be able to pack them together.
Awesome!
Nice.
So that was $85 in sales, and then the Little Mermaid thing. So I had $100 evening, and I had a couple sales in the morning yesterday. I already shipped out. So I got two packages to do this morning.
I have 3. I sold 3 items yesterday. I sold 2 on eBay and 1 on Amazon.
That's good.
I made about 75 on eBay and 10 on Amazon. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I revamped a bunch of my prices yesterday after I, changed categories and stuff like that. I revamped stuff, and so I was hoping that I would get a ton of sales from that, but I only got that one so far.
Is that lipstick on a pig?
What?
Putting lipstick on the pig, is that going to get your sales, or what do you mean by you revamped a bunch of stuff? I know you were doing some category.
Yeah.
You were doing some store category changes. Because that's not going to make any difference to anybody.
No. But I changed a bunch of my prices on a lot of my clothes and shoes. So I'm trying to go down to $8.99 for. It just depends on what it is, but just like regular jeans or
are you trying to go
a
for
regular
as opposed to quality sales, or what? I mean,
Yeah, I want to blow out a bunch of stuff. And but I did $8.99 for my high price, and then I did $4.99 for my low price, and then put shipping extra. So just gonna see how it goes.
I gotta look at your store now.
No,
Yeah, you can't stop
stay out.
me. You can't stop me from seeing your store.
God, he's bored too, so he's gonna nitpick it to death.
Why would I ever nitpick your store? You never do anything we actually tell you to do. So.
Queen City Picker says I was. Where'd it go? I lost it. He said, I was passing through our den last night. On the TV was a pimp saying he had to be up at 8 a.m. on the street to collect his money from his girls. Nikki, do you have another income stream?
Who said that?
A Queen City Picker. I don't know.
That's what I'm doing with my hiatus from eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows that you collect before you go to bed because those hookers will spend that money before you. I got a lightning storm around me, so if I go away, it's because I lost powers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. If it's going to be 100 degrees and then.
I thought you had a mannequin.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You need to get a half mannequin.
Well, send me one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a mannequin.
Well, you need to buy a half. You need to buy one. They're not very expensive.
I know. I just haven't done it yet. I was hoping to find one.
You're never going to find one.
Don't say that. I've found a lot of stuff. I could find a mannequin. Huh?
Have you ever found one? In all this time?
You could find those cheap
You definitely
those cheap hanging ones. Those cheap hanging forms on Amazon and stuff and eBay.
Yeah.
That'll work good enough.
I started using wood hangers. That's what you told me to do.
Yeah, wood hangers are better. If you don't have one, you got to use wood hangers. They just hold their form better because some of your shirts collapse in on themselves when you're trying to take a picture. And
also, I haven't retaken pictures of the ones that my son did. So
well, I don't know.
I need to do that. Or some of the clothes that he took pictures of, I'm not happy with. So I'm gonna have to do them over.
That thunder I heard?
Oh yeah, that's my house. And my daughter just had to go to work just now, and it's just started pouring on her. So.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
It does that on my husband every time he says he has to go to Walmart. It starts raining.
Well, they're fast-moving storms, so it won't last very long.
Yeah.
Ours are sticking around.
We had one last night that was very long. When the lightning was flashing like a camera over and over and over again.
Is it me or did the chat stop?
No, it's going.
Yeah, not on the chat.
It's you.
I got my new tablet. I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So how is it using that big tablet?
I love it. It's 18.4 inches. I love it.
That'd be kind of. I mean, you know, I mean, I don't know how fast it is compared to a computer or anything like that, but
it's fast.
I could see using. I mean, with a tablet with a big enough screen, you could actually use it like a computer, and even if you didn't use the app, you could always go to the website page and actually, you know, you can still do eBay from the web page doing it that way. So
yeah.
It's the thing I like about tablets is when I had computers, it just seemed like I was always fixing them or always chasing freaking viruses or always doing this. With tablets, I don't have to do all that anymore. I don't
Yeah,
have to.
Android doesn't get too many viruses from the porn sites like your computer was. So
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was waiting for. Yeah, I gotta stay
Well,
off
you
that
know, one of
porn.
the nephews would come over and play those stupid game sites or whatever, and
yeah,
end up
my
with
mom does the same thing. And
virus.
about every 2 years, we got to replace a computer because my mom has virus the heck out of it because she plays the gaming sites for
Yeah,
that people want to go to have nothing to do with their lives. So
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like Jim and Tara, I'm surprised they have a computer at all that works.
Yeah.
Well, Jim's buying all these cheap computers at their county auction sites, so now I got a bunch of desktops. So
hey, did he win that last one that he was bidding on with all the switches?
yeah, he did it this morning.
How much did he spend?
How much did you spend?
$100.
$100.
I got 4. I think they're Nortel. Is it Nortel?
Nortel?
Yeah,
Is that
Nortel.
sound
4 Nortel switchers. They run anywhere from what you looked them up. What
Couple hundred was
couple hundred to some are 6. I don't know what the deal is there. So I got 4 of those, and I got 18 power supplies, and the power supplies are running between 40 and $100 a snap, and I got 18 of them for $11.
Nice.
So I'm a happy camper. I figure it was about $2,000 morning, so loving it.
Low spending $100, making a couple grand.
Yeah, but I don't got it yet. But I mean, I did the research. It should be what it pans out to be. But I'll keep it posted.
Spend $100. I mean, if you got $25 a piece for the power supplies, you're in great shape no matter what. So
I'm taking the mortgage money to the casino now because I'm sure my mortgage is covered. And we're just gonna roll it.
Okay. Well, okay.
I'm sure this stuff will sell.
red 22, red 22. Put it all in red.
Yeah, put it all on red.
That's funny.
Put it all on red.
We went to an auction last night. We bought a whole big bunch of scuba equipment there, like the regulators and everything. So I think I'll do all right with that.
Mhm.
Isn't it weird how stuff? I
Yeah.
mean, how much scubaing is done in northern Wisconsin?
Well, people,
Oh, they wear coat suits.
I had a friend who did it, and they would dive in the local lakes and stuff to look for, like, you know, sometimes you find snowmobiles or boats and stuff, or the Great Lakes. But yeah, I mean, I got a big bunch of the regulators, you know, the pony tank, all this stuff. I think actually I'll do pretty good at. I paid $130 for all the scuba equipment.
If you go on YouTube too, I mean, this is in Kentucky, not here, but if you go on YouTube, when the Tennessee Valley Authority flooded that and created all those dams, they flooded entire cities, and it's so cool. You watch those videos; they're a little bit murky. The water's not super clear, but I mean, they get in there. I mean, they're like in the old bank. They're in the whatever. Everything's underwater. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, isn't
You know,
isn't it illegal
here in
to
the
pull
Great
salvage
Lakes,
out of there though?
What's that?
Isn't it illegal to pull salvage out of those places?
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to take it. Well, I guess because it's government. It's considered government land, so you're not allowed to take anything without permission. But I mean, you can still go around it. I mean, it's just cool to like
Go
look at it.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love to scuba dive. I think it'd be cool.
I don't need to take stuff from those sites because I got so much crap already. I'm good. I don't need any more junk.
my dad used to scuba dive the old shipwrecks, and that was back when you used to be able to take stuff off them.
Yeah, now the
he's-
Great Lakes are really regulated for that. If that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got some really cool gauges and stuff from the steamships and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you were telling me I got some of that stuff last month.
Yeah.
He's 74. I don't think he'll be scuba diving anytime soon.
And so we went to an auction yesterday and bought some other crap too. And then Jim bought a boat too. So we have to pick up a boat sometime.
A boat?
Yeah, he bought it off eBay off a Boat Angel for.
Oh, you got screwed, huh?
No, they didn't have the $300 charge, no fee. But it had a 50-horse Mercury on it with all the controls. Well, when you pay $65 for the boat.
They
You
usually
got
charge
to.
like a $300 fee for those things.
They do, but if you look at the boat, watch the Boat Angel listings. Some will have the letters, capital letters NF. And I shouldn't be blowing this secret. Yeah, if they has the letter NF in front of the Boat Angel description, it means no fee. If it's
I've been
enough of
trying-
a rat that they don't feel it's worth $300, they'll put that NF in front of it.
I've been trying to buy a boat off of there forever, and I'm like, I'm not paying $300 because I got to buy, because for me I got to drive, because almost always the ones in the Boat Angel are up on Lake Erie, and I'm like, okay, I got to drive 3 hours, and then I got to pay a $300 fee for the infamous Bring On Another 1,000 project. But
Yeah,
Well, look for NF.
yeah. If it says NF, but it's got to be a ratty enough boat, they don't figure they're going to get their $300 opening, because that's basically what they have is $300 opening bid.
yeah, okay, I'll have to check that out. I didn't know they did that, because that was kind of frustrating.
I usually buy boats off of It's Donated because they don't charge a fee, but It's Donated hasn't had anything close to me.
Yeah, okay.
But this one's got a controller. It's got the Mercruiser controls, 50 horse Mercury on it, and a boat that I would call in fair condition, and a nice Shorelander trailer under it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm buying. When I look at those things, the trailer is the big one for me, because you can usually get a nice trailer with those deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's 35 miles away, and I paid $70.
Yeah, and if the boat isn't worth messing with, we'll take everything off of it and junk the boat.
Yeah, they charge 6 cents a pound at the dump to take the fiberglass boat.
Yeah, but the trailer's worth what, $300-400?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say about
2.5 or 3.
2.5, 3. Yeah.
But the 50 horse Mercury, the lower unit's $175. The Mercruiser controls are $150. Then whatever you got underneath the hood, the fuel rail, the module, and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of parts on that.
Cool. All right, I looked at your store, Sally.
Well, knock it off.
No, I can see. Now I'm deeper into your store. I can see where your son's been taking the pictures, and I think you just need to work with him on that, because he's
done.
He doesn't want to do it anymore.
No.
Okay, yeah, you need to go back and reshoot some things. Then, because like I said, the pictures he took weren't bad, but it's like the angle he held the camera was a little different, and you can see the difference in style. And I think that's going to affect you a little bit. Not a terrible amount, but just a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like your pictures.
And I just mess with some of the prices, and not all of them.
Oh, you're running a sale.
Wait, just set everything.
I got one of those flip video cameras.
Huh?
I said I have one of those flip video cameras.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, sitting up in a drawer upstairs.
Yeah.
I got it just in case my son ever decided to want to. This was before I had. I mean, those are older. Those are 4 or 5 years old at this point. But it was just in case he ever wanted to go make videos or something. But now he just grabs my phone. What?
Yeah.
I got a trademark violation?
A what?
It says I was selling a replica.
What's wrong?
What?
Got my hair caught in the belt.
Yeah, those values.
It says here's the listing they removed, although it's sold yesterday, so it's already gone, is a Schaefer fountain pen, 14 karat gold nib, and an Abergé Chanel number 5 gold pen. How can I have a trademark violation when it's a Chanel number 5 gold pen in the original box?
That's messed up.
Well, like I said, I don't really care because it's already sold.
Did you have heavily worn in the title?
It's the Chanel number 5 is the problem. It's the Chanel number 5, which is a trademark thing, but that they made the pen. I'm selling their pen, and it's vintage, so that's just stupid.
Yeah.
That's where you're getting somebody sees Chanel number 5 and they don't. All they know is he's not an authorized seller of Chanel number 5. Boom, you're done with that listing. But like I said, it's already sold. That's kind of funny. It's all right. I mailed it out yesterday.
Awesome.
That just pisses me off. That's where I get annoyed with their computer programming. They definitely, especially when it comes to stuff like that, they need to have somebody else reviewing things like that and go, wait a
Yeah.
minute, that's not a trademark. It's a Chanel. I mean, it says Chanel number 5 on it. It's your pen. You made it. But there's where, that's when you start to wonder, is eBay going to go down the same path as Amazon with their systems and everything, where it's boom, we're just going to do it. There's no thought behind it. It's a name. It's just like the 1Z or anything like that. I mean, those are violations, but it's frustrating. I mean, is Kleenex going to start nailing everybody that sells things as Kleenex, even though it's tissue paper? It's just
right.
Stupid stuff. I was going to say, because what the hell did I sell? I don't sell anything that's not original or real or anything, and I don't sell purses or crap like that. I never would have thought a pen with their stinky. I mean, it was a smelly ass pen too.
Was it?
Oh my god, yeah. I was so glad it was. I kept it sealed in its own baggie.
Yeah, they pulled all my well-worn Kleenex listings.
Your what?
My well-worn Kleenex.
Oh shit!
Come on, it's not weird. People are overreacting. It's totally normal.
Well, I had a couple of
lug nut out in the rain.
I had a couple of well-worn pairs of shoes, but I mean they weren't worn by me. But I thought about listing them that way, and I never got around to it. So I guess I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon.
Sally, is this like when somebody tells a story about their cousin? Yeah, my cousin did this or my cousin did that. When like you're maybe not really talking about shoes, and maybe you really did list the stuff, and it was
I didn't.
Oh boy!
And I've only sent one pair of ramen noodle smelly sink water shoes.
You made that one up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have bought that boat.
But it was because they said that it was for some kind of award. For
at the club?
No.
Oh, more like in the dungeon.
No, like they had to hang them from their rear view mirror.
Okay.
Is that code for something?
It's code for making your gimp lick them.
Oh my god.
That's a pretty good boat.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad.
I mean, it's a tri-hull Sea Sprite. I mean, that's a good branded boat. It's a little rough. Obviously, it would need new floors in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would probably go to jail.
I got into boats a little bit, these fiberglass boats, and I've learned a lot about boats
The
by
floors are,
accident.
yeah, but the floors are pretty easy to do. So
Fiberglass is water resistant. It's not waterproof. And if you leave a boat next to your garage that's fiberglass and let it fill up with water, eventually that water is going to get through all the fiberglass and it's going to get down to your main support beams and stuff. The boat could I've had fiberglass boats that are a total loss. So
yeah, you have to kind of look at the transom, and if the transom's soft, you're done.
Yeah, and he does say that it could have transom problem. He says soft floor and transom issue. Well, if it's transom soft, like you said, it's going to cost me 6 cents a pound to get rid of the fiberglass.
But I tell you, that boat is vintage enough. You could pull the Sea Sprite emblems off. You could pull the trim off.
Yeah.
And we will.
On that one. So
when it goes to the garbage dump, it's going to be naked. It will have all the railings off, the windshield off. We strip them bare.
Yeah, I would have been all over that one.
Because like what Nikki's saying about those tractors, because we had a snowmobile, an Arctic Cat F7, and we had some good memories on it. It's not a vintage sled, but we did a lot of stuff on it.
It's a fun sled.
And we realized we were going to make more money off the sled parting it out than selling it whole. And at first I didn't want to do it, but then I started thinking, if there's somebody out there with an F7 that doesn't run, And when I part this out, I'm going to put that sled back on the trail. I may put 10 sleds back on the trail from just this one sacrifice. So, and like Nikki's gone now, or she's muted. But anyway, when Nikki was talking about that one tractor, she says, yeah, we got this one we're looking for this part for. Well, if somebody out there, instead of holding their dead tractor, scraps it, she's going to get that part, and they're going to be able to use that tractor again. If nobody lets go of their parts, we'll never get any of these tractors back going again. So, I mean, in that way, it takes away some of the sting, from like, am I destroying history? Well, you may actually be getting some history back on the road or back in action. So there's an upside to it, in my opinion. That's how I get past that.
We had a hard time originally in the snowmobiles, because I always wanted to keep them together for posterity or sell them in one piece because it's a whole unit. But they're worth way more parting it out. And even like this stuff like this boat and that is worth way more just taking it apart.
Yep. Yeah, I would buy. I'd like to get a boat project. Holy cow! I'd like to meet the boat angel.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that picture for a while.
We bought another boat off. It was off of It's Donated. It was a Shell Lake, which I like Shell Lakes. It had 125 horse Johnson on the back of it, and it was shrink wrap. They wouldn't cut the shrink wrap for the pictures, and I bought it for $99 up by Ashland, closer to Nikki. And we drive it around. It's a great shape. It was always stored inside. It was well taken care of. It was shrink wrapped and stuff. It's a great boat. I mean, so you can find some good deals on there.
Is that a different website?
No, they're on eBay too. It's Donated. Jim checks that one too, but they don't have any in our area right now.
Yeah, see, I had to go 200 miles. I only get 5 in my area.
Oh.
And 2 of them are sailboats, and the rest of them are all bigger cutty crafts, cabin cruiser types, which they're worth having, but they're just too big for what I need. So
It's Donated is like Boat Angel, except they don't charge that administration fee.
On the page. Oh, I got a nice little page. Don't have a whole lot on it.
Like when we sold that steam crane, it kind of hurt our feelings to let it go, but we were never going to get it going again. And this guy has dreams of getting it going again, and we're hoping within a couple of years we'll be able to go down to Shawnee, Oklahoma, and see it running.
Yeah.
But we just knew it was just never going to be in our cards to do, and we've got so many projects to do already. Sometimes you just got to say, are we ever going to get to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at it positive, like you're helping somebody rather than.
Or you're helping the item. You're putting it in somebody's hands that will do something with it. You know what I mean? They have the means or the time or whatever to restore this thing.
Exactly.
Oh boy, I got you.
It really does amazing how bad some people are with taking care of them. So.
I remember putting in the listing.
Oh, chip out of God. I love it. You're the best, Tara.
I'll remember that when I make a mistake. Then you're yelling at me.
You're as good as your lad.
Oh, you want a houseboat?
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee?
Yeah, I see it's in Tennessee.
Still in the water.
Yeah, because they don't have a trailer.
Well, it's a houseboat. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean,
yeah. I want
to picked up in Birchwood, Tennessee.
I would like to get one on Lake Cumberland when we get down there, but I'm probably going to buy one on the lake.
Yeah, I know all about Lake Cumberland. That's where my mom was born. Corbin.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the closest big lake I think we'll be around. So unless we're on the other end of the state, then we'll be by land between the lakes, which I don't know how that works.
Motor still works.
Yeah, it's great. A houseboat is great because you have all the problems you have with a boat, and you have all the problems you have with a house, all rolled into one.
Oh, there's a cute 1965 boat, and that's MA. That's Maine, isn't it?
No, it's Massachusetts.
It's not a problem for me. I like the 77 Chris Craft. How could you let a 1977? Did it burn?
I don't know. It looks pretty
Sweet
shitty.
Lord, it's in
Then-
Florida.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It looks like it was. Derelicted, and then they just pulled it out of the water.
Maybe it was.
It might have
Looks
been. It might have floated over from Cuba because it's in the Keys in Florida.
Yeah.
Wow, it's cool. If I was in Florida, I would definitely buy that.
Oh my god.
It's a good thing we're in a different state because I'm falling in love already looking at the pictures.
Oh my.
Falling in love again.
Yeah, it probably broke loose and was up full for a
Yeah,
while.
I'm a sucker for a derelict boat.
You are
The
so
owner says they've owned it since 1999. They're in the process of restoring it. Boy, where did they start?
Yeah, when did they start? What, they replace the spark plugs?
It says the motor was started 2 years ago.
They didn't even. Oh, they probably did. But I mean, they didn't even wash the hull. I mean, usually the first thing I do when I'm going to restore something is see what I got. I'd give it a good washing.
Yeah, when I bring home a car. If I'm bringing home a car on the trailer, the first stop is at the pressure washer car wash place. I want to blow everything off, get everything out of it I can, and
Yeah.
before it hits the house.
Actually, the ski boat in PA ain't bad looking. I don't know how far that is from you.
Which one was in it?
It's in Monton, Pennsylvania. It's a 1989 Wellcraft Classic.
Wellcraft's a good brand.
And it ain't bad on the inside. It's got a Merc Cruiser IO.
Go to one side or the other.
And it's got a decent trailer, it looks like.
Actually, a nice looking boat.
Oh.
I got
Was donated to a charity. Non-working engine. Flywheel needs to be replaced. You gotta pull the motor. Yeah, it's only a 4-cylinder. That's not terrible though. It's a little bit more money than I want to spend though. I mean, I like to buy myself it's a little bit more boat than I would want. I like to like the one you bought. That's the kind of boat I'd like to have. A little tri-hull type boat because I had a single V, and the problem with that is, I'm a fat bastard, so the boat has a tendency to be unbalanced. Although my son now would balance me out because he's
Well, just keep watching it because they pop up all the time.
What's he talking about, balancing
He
the
wants
boat?
to try to find a boat he's looking at. He's donated.
But he's talking about weight on the boat, how to correct that?
No, he's like, because he says he's heavy. Then
Yeah.
no.
What you do is you put in gas cans, you put in extra 6-gallon cans, and you put them on the other side of the boat.
Yeah, my last boat I had was like a 15-foot. It was a 1967 or something like that. It had a 50 horsepower Chrysler force motor on it that I took a lot of work to get the thing working right. But because it was so small, and it was really light. It only weighed about 250 pounds. It seems like. I mean, it was easy to move it around and everything. And so I would be on one side. If I didn't have my kids with me, I'd have to slide over in the middle of the boat because it was a single V. So it would be too off balance. So I was like, I need a tri-hull is what I need. Yeah, I need something that's going to have a little bit more spread out weight.
Yeah.
Even the battery, when I put the battery in the boat, I'll relocate the battery to the side where the driver's not, depending on what side it's piloted from. If it's driven from the right, I'll move the battery over to the left. Because I don't know why most boats, they put the battery on the right side where the driver sits.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. So I mean,
yeah, I mean, why wouldn't there's always gonna be somebody in the pilot's seat? So why wouldn't you put the weight on the passenger side? Where there may or may not be a passenger.
Yeah, I've never really understood. But I mean, it was a great little boat. I mean, it would get up, and I mean, with a 50 horsepower motor, and it was probably with me and my 2 kids, and I mean, it's been a long time. So me, the 2 kids, and getting out there we had a Buckeye Lake, which is out here. It's actually, there's no boats on it right now because they're rebuilding the dam that holds it together. I mean, it wouldn't get out in the running area there, and it would be no problem doing 40, 45 miles an hour in a little tiny boat.
We have a boat just like what you're talking about with a 25 horse. And believe it or not, even with the 25 horse, I pull my kid in an inner tube with it.
Oh yeah,
so with a 50 it would fly.
And he used it as a ski boat. He could actually get people up and ski with a little 50 horsepower motor.
Huh.
Because there's no weight to the boat itself. I mean, it's not really working to pull the boat.
Yeah.
But
that one that Tara's talking about, the one that we got for $100 off It's Donated, that is in that when we got that video where we're out on the chain. was taken on that boat just this summer. But like that one, I mean, that's a heavy boat. It needs that 125 force to push it.
Yeah, I mean I'm perfectly fine. I know I'd be fine with a little 9.9 motor on a boat, but because there's a lot of lakes out here 9.9 limited. But
Oh, really?
Oh, we have that here.
yeah, you get that. Yeah, what's kind of cool is you get 9.9 on the case, and everybody's got like a 25 horsepower motor in it. But
Huh.
But
We got
yeah,
a lot
I mean
of lakes here where you got no outboards too here, where you can only have sticks.
So you got to use the trolling motor or rowboat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny though. On these lakes too, it'll be like a HOA around a lake, and it'll be like a 300-acre lake, and you'll see all these pontoon boats, big, I mean, 26-foot pontoon boats being pushed by these little trolling motors. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
but
see
yeah,
this
that's
huge
why I don't
barge,
like-
and it's just
yeah,
barely
don't
crawling across the lake.
HOAs.
And we have this chain of lakes here, and you have like a river will connect parts, lakes together. You go through the river. And you have these like landowners, they'll have all these huge no wake signs up. I'm like, that is so obnoxious. I mean, you're in a river anyway, and you got these huge signs on their dock, no wake, slow down. I mean, it is kind of annoying.
Kind of makes you want to hit the gas, doesn't it?
Yeah. I was saying that. It didn't make it in that video. I have that boat ride video. I'm going, oh, isn't that nice? What a bunch of a-holes, with their stupid no wake signs. The lady's sitting on the pier waving at me. I'm like, oh my God, Jim, do you think she heard me? He's like, absolutely.
Yeah, because the way she's waving like real sarcastic, like real fast. She's got a scowl on her face. I'm like, oh my God, like waving, like I'm here, I can hear you, a-hole. So,
I would have floored the boat then at that point.
They pull your numbers.
Yeah, but but who's posting the no wake?
It's the DNR.
And you have the landowners they petition to get the no wake, but the DNR enforces it.
Yeah, you'll wind up you may be able to fight it because their warden didn't actually see it. It was just a private citizen turned you in, but you still got to go fight it. So yeah, you'll wind up with a ticket.
Shoreline erosion, isn't that what it is, or something?
Yeah, but they're all riprapped. They're all stone shorelines.
Yeah.
So it's just they want to run the boats loud and do crazy shit or stuff in front of other people's houses, but they don't want to instead of that stuff in there. Because you look what they got. They'll have some kind of ski boat. Well, they don't drive that thing around no wake everywhere they go. So they want to make waves in front of other people's houses, not their house.
They'll have like nautiques and Moombas and all that kind of inboards tied up to their.
Not in my backyard syndrome.
Exactly.
They'll have the jet skis out there, but it's no way.
Yeah, I don't like hypocrites.
Yeah, that's why I said I get annoyed. I hate HOAs and things like that.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't understand anybody who buys a piece of property yet cedes control of that property over to some organization. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. I mean, I understand what the HOA original purpose was to make sure that the neighborhood stays looking a certain way, but is an HOA really that important when the houses are now 40 years old?
Yeah. Well, and I think they have like a board, so you get new people on the board. Well, now it's their interpretation of how the HOA should be run.
Oh, yeah, then it becomes the Nazis.
Yeah,
It's a big mess.
You go out there measuring grass heights, and you didn't get an approved color on your house. You got to repaint, and I mean, just stupid stuff. I don't have that. I had the weirdest thing happen to me yesterday. I went to the post office with my son. I had to do an auction pickup, pick up those transformers. I'm out running around. Went to my wife's grave, took my son to dinner, and then come home. And my daughter comes home about half an hour later. Nothing's out of the ordinary, and then my neighbor knocks on my door. So I go out and they're like, "Oh, okay. Hey, we just wanted to let you know that we thought somebody broke into your house." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, I came home and your dog was sitting out in the front yard, and your door was open." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm thinking it just happened. I'm like, "Well, I've been home." No, you didn't have, none of your cars were here. You guys weren't there. I'm like, "Really?" And they're like, yeah, and it was kind of, so we called the police and they came and checked it out. And I'm like, when the heck did this all happen? I'm like, I don't even understand because I locked my door. And they're like, well, he said the door was locked. He said it must not have latched or something.
Huh.
And what's bizarre is if my dog gets out, if I'm home, he takes off running.
Huh.
But I wasn't home. He literally stayed right in the front yard and was not letting anybody near the house.
Huh.
So they had to catch him. Of course, he's easily bribed with food. So they had to catch him, and then the cops walked up and yelled in the house, and he says, "Oh, it looks like, put the dog back in and just shut the door." But I'm like, that is so. Like I said, when I had my postal tote in my hand when I shut the door, and I might have bumped it and didn't latch all the way.
Huh.
That was strange. I mean, I'm going through my house. They're like, "Is anything missing?" I'm like, well, honestly, you probably couldn't tell in my house, but I checked the things that I would be concerned if they were missing, like my guns and stuff like that, and nothing was out of the ordinary. And my dog's very territorial inside the house. I mean, he almost bit my dad once. So, but yeah, it was strange.
I'm going to tell you what that dog did, Eric. He ran all the neighborhood. He ran around and around, and then he got bored, and then he came back, and he's like, okay, well, I got that on my system. I guess now I better go back to guarding the house.
He might have. I mean, I would have been more upset if I'd come home, all my stuff was gone, and my dog was gone. I'd be more upset that my dog was
Oh,
gone.
yeah.
Because my stuff is just stuff. It's no big deal.
You can replace stuff, but it's hard to replace, an animal. Or
I may sell something and have regrets, but I never have the same regret as like if I lose a dog or like a dog I really cared about, and I lose that dog, and I have bad feelings that I would never have if it was just an object or something.
Yeah, they could have come in and stolen everything they wanted. I really could. I got insurance for that stuff like that.
Yeah.
House fires. The people outside, the first thing they're worried about is the pets.
Oh, yeah.
I never have anybody say, "Oh, where's my guns?" or whatever. It's always like, "Where's my dog?" Then after they got the dog, then they're like, "Oh my God, my guns!"
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I have special riders in my insurance for certain things in my house because I couldn't replace them. Even, I mean, my son's Skylander collection. It's a toy collection, right?
Yeah.
But if I had to go out and buy new ones, I would literally have to spend almost $7,000 to buy them all because he's got so many of them.
Yeah.
I have riders so I have a rider in my policy for that. I have a rider in my policy for guns. Those are additional to, if I had a house fire, I get, it's like 150 or 160 for the house and the same amount for the contents. But then I have extra riders for other things. No, I could buy it with that money, but it's just it affects things, like that. You have to think about stuff when you're doing your insurance.
Yeah.
I don't put a rider in there for my eBay stuff because it's just my stuff. I bought it, I own it. I decide to sell it. It's not really, it's still my stuff. It just would be covered under the insurance. So
Yeah.
it would suck because I have so much cool stuff. But
Yeah, I don't insure my eBay inventory either.
yeah, now if I ever go off site, I would have to do that. But so Megan has her own website. Let me go back to the beginning here.
That's what I was gonna say. Your dog ran around the whole neighborhood and then acted like he was all innocent and shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do. If I was a dog, I would definitely run the neighborhood.
Yep.
But then what are you going to do? I mean, you run for a while. It's like, okay, well, I got this on my system. Now what? I guess I'll just go home and wait for the human to go and feed me.
I need some water. I'm thirsty now.
Yeah, Megan, I'm going back and looking at the thing for Megan. She's talking about having her own website and doing everything, and it's $200 that she has to make a decision on today. I would probably. Were you selling anything on it, Megan? Or is it just something that you've had for a while that you tried to sell on and then we'll get back to it? Because I tell you, there's a lot more than just owning a website. You got to get into SEOs and stuff like that, and getting it kicked up onto Google and all that. I don't think it's worth it to have your own personal website anymore, honestly.
Like I said, you're paying when you sell on eBay, you're paying for the traffic more than anything. You're paying because they advertise and they do everything like that for you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, to maintain a website is a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, and then like I said, it depends on who's maintaining it, who you're paying for that service. Because GoDaddy will set you up a website for next to nothing, but nobody's ever going to go there because they don't know it exists.
Yeah.
So I would say, if it was up to me, if I had to pay $200, I wouldn't do it. If you could just keep the name for $15 a year or something like that, might do that so you could actually get back into it. So that way the name doesn't go away, so you still own the rights to the whatever your name is on there. But I don't know. I used to have my own website when I had my home inspection business, and that was a pain in the ass. I just dumped it. Oh, it's GoDaddy. So yeah, I would, instead of paying $200, I'd see get it down as cheap as you can, and then maybe see about it. But I wouldn't keep it.
Yeah, I just don't know if we're selling stuff like this kind of stuff. How do you drive the traffic to it? Because my example would be Bonanza. I mean, Bonanza can nowhere near get the amount of sales eBay can get. You know.
Yeah, I was on Bonanza when they first started out, and it was horrible. And to think about how horrible it was to where it's at now is tremendous. But anybody ever sells on Bonanza, it's because when Bonanza ports in your eBay listings, if you think about it, why are they buying from Bonanza as opposed to eBay? It's cheaper for us to sell on Bonanza because Bonanza doesn't
Did you
charge
say
us
about
anything.
Bonanza you get it on Google search, or is that the TrueGather one?
Yeah, no, they put it in
Puts in
Google.
Oh, TrueGather puts them in Google. We did put them in TrueGather too.
Bonanza will put them in Google too as long as you pay for it.
Bonanza.
TrueGather will put them in Google with the. I think it's free, right, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes in Google there.
Yeah, but yeah, that's where
But again, there's another site. I mean, I got 3,000 listings. If I sell 2 items a month on both sites, like 4 items in a month, that would be what would be average, I would say.
yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't live on it.
To me, it's not really worth the hassle of dealing with making sure things get deleted here and
Yeah,
that you don't double sell. I mean, it's not worth the hassle.
yeah.
Well, that's why I think those buyers on like Bonanza and then TrueGather and stuff, I think those are people that are just doing Google searches for items,
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
or they're people that have been kicked off of eBay, one or the other.
Oh,
Exactly.
I wanted to say comfortable life. You said, do I know where Silver Bay is? Yes, I do. It's just north of Duluth. Do you live in, or have you lived in Silver Bay, or do you know somebody up there?
do you want to ship that?
Well, I'm gonna shut it down, you guys. I'm going to bed.
All right.
Thanks, Sally.
I'm surprised I hung out this long.
This crazy person
Ooh.
will drive me nuts.
I guess we'll let you.
All right. Are you talking about me, Eric?
No, I had a transaction yesterday that I had to, instead of canceling it, because the item I got got damaged when I had it packed away. So it hadn't sold in 2 years, and I finally found it, and it was torn. And I'm like, you know what? It's a notebook. So I sent her something else. I refunded her money, and I sent her a different item along the same veins, and said, hey, saw this, no big deal. I'm so sorry about this. I sent you something else as well, and I gave your money back. Well, then she just paid me again.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, now I got to refund it again.
No, don't refund it again. Fuck her.
And no, it's my issue. She's gonna get something she doesn't want, or it doesn't know she's getting. So she just saw it come up as not paid, and now I'm just gonna refund it again. So
I like Sally's attitude. I like your answer, Sally.
Well, she wants you to get paid. So
It's like when I say block their ass, fucker.
Wow, that didn't work.
Girl sense of humor.
yeah. All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Like,
Have a good
See you
day.
tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, everybody get lots of sales.